good, BK, and welcome to Brooklyn in 60. This segment I like to call the New York Giants in the Altered East, where we talk to fans about the recently changed outlook on the New York football Giants in the NFC East for the 2019-2020 NFL season. Now let's get on with the show. What's good, BK, and welcome to the New York Giants in the Altered East. Ice Cold Ransom, you're my target. Didi, what's good with you, baby? The draft hasn't been good to us. In recent years, the New York Giants has had good players and great teams on paper. A 20-year fan and friend of mine, Ice Cold Ransom, tells me, Frank, you live and you die by the numbers. The numbers being stats. And yes, I do live by the numbers. Jordan Pippen and Rodman's chemistry was championship chemistry. Despite Rodman not speaking to the rest of the team off court, the Yankees has had great chemistry based on the all-time greats that has graced the building. Babe Ruth, Ricky Henderson, Reggie Jackson, Dave Winfield, Derek Jeter, so on and so on. That chemistry, championship chemistry. The first thing Giant fans were in an uproar about was the trading of Odell Beckham Jr. And in which Ice Cold Ransom would probably say,
yo, why would they do that? He doing his numbers.
So now we agree that we both live by the numbers. And I don't think they shouldn't have paid him to let him go. Tell you the truth, I think they shouldn't have paid him and let him go. Because what he didn't have was championship chemistry. He whinnies on a boat. He loses punching holes in walls in Green Bay. None of that has anything to do with a playbook or championship chemistry. Here's a comparison. Ice Cold Ransom wanted to get rid of Plexico Burress, Brandon Jacobs, and the whole 2007-2008 Super Bowl champion New York Giants. He really wanted to get rid of Brandon Jacobs, even though he gave us maybe somewhere around over 1,000 yards the year before. We just had a problem with punching the ball in from the 3-yard line when we needed touchdowns. But ultimately, we wound up winning the championship with that chemistry. Plexico, here's the comparison. In his 4 years with New York, he has had 6 postseason appearances, 4 in 2007. He was targeted 30 times, 18 receptions, 221 yards, 1 touchdown. The Super Bowl touchdown. The NFC Championship, the game prior, he torched this man with 11 catches for 151 yards in below zero weather in Green Bay. Now, I would like for you to compare that to Odell Beckham. 5 years with the Giants, 3 years in the Pro Bowl. Plax had 11 catches in a playoff game. Odell Beckham had 11 targets in a playoff game. 4 receptions, 28 yards, no touchdowns. Again, in Green Bay. We're not going to take into account on what boat he was on. I'm just going to ask, is this what championship chemistry looks like? It looks like Pro Bowls. It looks like one-hand catch pregame shows. It looks like kicking net marriages. It looks like 4 receptions, 28 yards, no touchdowns, 3 drops with a 28-yard touchdown drop in the playoffs. That's what his team chemistry looks like. Chemistry-wise, he's the average millennial athlete, superior athlete that don't care about anything around him or anyone around him other than peeing like a dog, in hotel rooms. Although Plaxico probably messed up the chances for a repeat 2008, 2009 season. Is that how you call it? But this right here, this was his heartfelt dedication to the city and the state of New York, the organization, the fans that bleed blue, and his feelings about his quarterback, Eli Manning.
What was your first impression?
Extremely intelligent. I think we can have a pretty good combination, and our communication it was just great. We would sit down in the meetings on Fridays when everybody would leave, and me and him would just watch film, just me and him, and we would sit there and just break down secondaries and the guys playing defense. And when we got on the field on Sunday, it was just like pitch and catch.
Odell just didn't bring that chemistry, and in the words of Ice Cold Ransom,
point blank, period.
He just don't bring that chemistry. He doesn't have it. Maybe he could find it in Cleveland. Maybe he'll find it when he get a little older. But the bright lights in New York just wasn't for him. 5 years, pregame shows, and a one-handed catch. That's what he gave us. Face it, that's what he gave us. And I believe that's all he would give us if he continued to not understand what the chemistry of a team is. Every day Ice Cold Ransom would say,
it was a stupid move.
I say to myself, well, maybe it was. But Ice Cold Ransom would be living by the numbers. And I think I would too. But only if that chemistry was there. See, Ice Cold Ransom, he doesn't care about the chemistry. He just care about...
he's doing his numbers.
So, you're dying by these numbers. No. When you don't have chemistry, along with those numbers, you fall by the wayside. Because relationships, friends, marriages, and championship hopes die without chemistry. Next, we'll talk about whether or not Daniel Jones has the ability to bring those numbers to keep us alive. But what I do know is he bring a chemistry to keep us from dying a horrible death. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. #Brooklyn is 60. And again, thank you for watching.